10. The search continues. He looked at her like he was just seeing her for the first time. Sure, they'd hung out in groups or passed by one another in the hallway, but this was different. She had something he wanted more than anything. What did you think when you first got it? Were you surprised? Travis pressed his nails into his palms at the thought of it. I was shocked. I couldn't breathe. It left me with way more questions than I had before. Miko paused, thinking about the moment she received the voicemail from Janelle. She briefly closed her eyes, shook her head as if the memory would somehow fly out of her mind and never return. I didn't mean to upset you with it. It's just you both were so close, and she reached out to you. I feel like maybe you'll be the reason we find her. Travis wanted answers. He felt like Miko had them, and if she were a guy, he would have pounded those answers out with his fists. Miko stood in front of him with her hands out as if they were two stop signs he couldn't go past. Travis, I don't know any more than what I've said to Detective Sachs, my mom, your mom, and everyone else who can't stop asking me, okay? Whoa. Travis took a deep breath as he pressed his lips together, trying to keep some level of composure. My sister is missing. I can ask anyone as many questions as I want, no matter how many times they've been asked. Well, ask someone else. Miko wanted to push him and yell at him to stop acting like she has some answers she hasn't said already. Instead, she mashed her teeth together and stared back at him with the same anger and vulnerability he didn't want to admit he felt. I'm out here looking for her too. I miss her. I lost her just like you did. I don't know why she called me and not you. Right now I wish she would have. But maybe it's because she felt closer to me than you. Ask yourself why the hell that is. Travis leaned forward just so that Miko's words wouldn't cause him to stumble. He was in pain, and he couldn't deal with that hurt. He wondered why his sister wouldn't have reached out to him if she needed help either. He knew why but preferred not to think about it. Miko and Travis quietly joined the rest of the crowd as everyone headed back to wrap up the search. Hey Miko, no luck I guess? Joey gave a sympathetic smile to Travis and nodded to him. Hey, Joey. Miko tries to perk up when she sees him, but seeing him reminded her of the last time she saw Janelle. Nope. I don't think anyone found anything. Damn. Joey put a hesitant arm around Miko. It's going to be okay. You know that, right? They'll find her. Thanks, Joey. She shrugs out of his gentle embrace. I'll catch up with you later though, okay? Yeah, later. Joey watched her walk off before heading to his car. Don't have to ignore your boyfriend on my account. Travis muttered. I don't do anything on your account. Miko retorted. Michelle and Sherry noticed Travis and Miko walking back towards the parking lot along with the other volunteers. Sherry let out a light sigh before letting go of Michelle's hand. You think it's a smart idea to invite Miko over for dinner? Michelle scrunched her eyebrows and stared at Miko through the trees as if that would somehow give her an answer. Why not? She is Janelle's best friend. Sherry wanted to see if Charity could be included in those dinner plans too, but she wasn't sure her daughter would make anyone in the Wilson family feel better. It's like having a piece of her around. You know, teen girls tell their friends everything and their parents nothing. It would be like having a part of my baby back home. Michelle fought back the tears. It would be weird too though, right? I don't want to scare the poor girl off. It would be a great idea. She could probably use it too for the same reasons. Sherry wasn't sure how best to reassure a grieving parent. The truth was that she wished she could stop telling her things would be fine. She worked as a federal agent for years and knew there was a low chance that Janelle would be seen by her. Chapter 11. Gossip Girls. The following Monday felt different for people who were friends with Janelle. There was a feeling that things were returning to normal. No one besides a few students knew about the voicemail, and everyone felt that things were over since nothing came up during the search party that past weekend. Miko couldn't stop smiling in her physics class, and it wasn't because she was learning about oscillations. Travis, you look kinda cute today. Miko, oh, just kinda? Travis, maybe a little more than that, but I can't have you get in a big head. Lol. Miko, whatever. I am glad your mom invited me to dinner though. You're actually not as bad as I thought. Travis. ORLY. Wait, what did you think before? Miko. Lol, the bell is about to ring. BRB. Miko saw Charity, Ayana, and Kayla huddled up in the hallway. It was more than obvious that something was going on. She just wasn't sure what exactly it could have been. She wondered about another voicemail or if it was that everyone found out about the first one. As she approached Charity, she prayed it wasn't that anyone knew she was the last person to see her at the party before she disappeared. I don't know, y'all. I don't think he has it in him. I think we should try not to jump out with pitchforks so soon. Let's see what happens. I mean, they've spoken to all of us. They even came to my house. Charity couldn't stand still as she spoke. Stop it, Saint Char. I heard the officers damn near cornered him in the classroom because he tried to run. Ayana pursed her lips and gave a look that said she cornered Charity in the conversation. Ayana stopped lying. Charity rolled her eyes. No, I heard they tackled him when he tried to run. Kayla chimed in. Charity sighed the way her mother did when she was tired of her daughter being an exhausting teenager. You think he's with, them? Kayla whispered. Spell it out for me? Charity clenched her fist in frustration. Cerrone used to be her good friend and she hated rumors spreading about him, especially when it was about him hurting another old friend. Who? Our school's secret society, obviously. Kayla told her. Wilkerson High has a secret society now? Really, Kay? I'm not making this stuff up. It's like the town's mini Illuminati. Everyone knows it. You know everyone here. How did you not know about this? Doubt it. My bet is that Cerrone wanted to date Janelle again, but she only liked him as the girl Janelle thought he was before coming out and transitioning, so he went crazy and... Ayana paused as Miko began to speak up. Cerrone was arrested today? What the hell happened? Miko was afraid. She couldn't believe Cerrone would have anything to do with it and feared that blame would be put on him that should have been put on her. Yeah, Charity answered. They arrested him. Well, I don't even know that it was that. They just wanted him to leave class to speak with them. That's all I or anyone really knows. Travis. Miko, did you hear? They found my sister's killer. Chapter 12. Welcome to dinner. After school, Miko decided to make some food to take over to the Wilsons so they didn't have to worry about cooking. It was also a good way to find out more about what was going on. Travis didn't text back much more, so she still had so many questions. She rung the doorbell to the Wilsons' home and stood back holding the bag with plates of candied yams, macaroni and cheese and cornbread. She primed herself by looking in the reflection of the windows that sat on either side of the Wilsons' front door. Hey honey. Thanks for coming over. Michelle moved back so that Miko could walk in. Thanks. I made some food so y'all wouldn't have to worry about cooking. You didn't have to go through the trouble, but I appreciate it. Michelle took the food from her and placed it on the island in their kitchen. How are your folks doing, by the way? They're good. They always ask about how you are holding up. They want to say something but don't know what to really say. It's okay. No one ever really does. Can't blame Em for that. Michelle opened a cabinet to grab plates and slammed it so hard the glass on the cabinet cracked. Even with Janelle being gone, Miko had never even heard of Michelle doing something like that. She looked around hoping Travis would appear and know what to do. She wasn't sure if the reaction was because of her parents not calling to check in or just because of what happened with Janelle. Mrs. Wilson. Miko's voice sounded so small. She was afraid to make whatever her friend's mom was feeling any worse. What do you need me to do? Michelle braced herself by gripping the edge of the counter. She saw the mug that Janelle made for her in a pottery class when she was a kid. She'd seen it a few times since her daughter disappeared, but this time it struck her hard. The pain of her child afraid, cold, hungry and unable to come home made her ill. She let out a scream and cried as she reached for the mug that was crafted with love from her child that was not at all artistic. Mom. Travis ran into the kitchen and hugged her. It's okay. I've got you. We will find her. It's not over yet, Mama. I promise you. Miko was heartbroken for them. She wished she knew what happened after Janelle ran off. She couldn't figure out how that would help the police find her, and she knew she was horrible for still withholding any piece of information. With that thought, tears chased one another down her face with fury. Travis looked up at her and his pain was obvious. She walked over to Travis and Michelle and hugged them both. "You're not alone. Neither of you. I'll help you find her. I'll always be here for this family." After a few minutes that felt like days, Michelle ended their family hug and wiped the tears away from all of them. "Thank you for that." Miko nodded and Travis tried to regain his normal composure. It made him feel weird to be vulnerable, but this time he felt cleansed of everything he'd been holding in. "Travis, Miko brought food over so we didn't have to worry about cooking. Set the table. Your father just left out, so it'll just be for the three of us." She turned to Miko. "There is a pitcher of sweet tea in the fridge. Bring it to the table for me." "Yes, ma'am." Miko grabbed the pitcher and walked into the grand dining room. Their dining room had a mural which depicted great people in African American history. It had Madam C.J. Walker, Barack Obama, and at the end a picture of Janelle and Travis. She never really paid attention to it before that day. It begged the question, how will they be great? And as she looked at the painting of Janelle, it begged a new question, will she have the chance to find out? "Sorry about my text earlier. I jumped to conclusions," Travis whispered. "Why didn't you ever say something else? You had me freaked the fuck out." "I know. I'm sorry. So you heard about Cerrone too?" "Yeah. Apparently he wasn't a suspect. The police just heard that he mentioned her needing help before and thought he would know something that could help them figure